I do like that intro. Short and sweet. Short and
Just
sweet.
like you.
Yeah, it is one of the few that I've done myself on my channel or for anything. Like I usually have other people helping me out with that. But welcome. Hi, Patrick. How are you? Charlie, you guys ready for another challenge?
I have never been more ready. Well,
Oh,
apart from the times when I was more ready, but apart from those, I have
Was
never
was this
been
one
more
was
ready.
this one easy for you guys
no.
Yes.
to
Oh,
think of? I mean,
yes.
Uh,
yes, was for me
Was for
too.
me. Not
yeah.
for you, Claire. Did you have a few?
Um, well, these challenges are always very challenging for me. I would say I thought about it a lot. I knew what I wanted to do, and then like I was having difficulty actually doing it right to the last minute. But we'll talk about that later after I do my presentation. But it's this week's challenge is best spin-off. So for
And I
everyone,
I got this one in the bag, so I might as well go first in case
oh, phew.
Patrick picked the same one.
Hey Patrick, do you think we should let him do that, or we should vote on it, or what? I don't
I,
know.
don't- I think it's pretty unlikely he picked Debbie Does Dallas 5 as well. I think if we both picked that, that'd
Spinning
be.
off from Debbie Does Dallas 1 through 3, not
Oh,
4. We
jeez.
we don't talk about that one.
Oh no, that's
Damn.
that's definitely the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull of the
Hey,
Debbie Does Dallas series.
I don't know. I call foul. Nobody told me we could use porn. Like I could have did a whole bunch of other research. Like this isn't fair, you know. But welcome everybody in the chat. Hey Icarus and hi Inquisitor Shenanigans. I assume that maybe it's Mrs. Cassandra. I'm not sure. Nope, she's here on her own. Well, hello Shenanigans and Grace and Mrs. Cassandra and always thank you mods for being here. I hope that you all enjoy this. I guess we're going to have to let Charlie go first. So do you want to say anything before I put your presentation up?
Well, just that I win, and there is just I know best is a subjective term, but
Oh
just
my.
statistically speaking, I'm this is just no contest.
I
Roll them if
I
whenever you want.
I will roll it right after I ask the chat to help Patrick and I out here because apparently Charlie's ego's got the best of him here right now, and he hasn't even put his presentation.
You
So,
know I don't have a fucking ego, so give me the chance every now and again to run away with it.
all right, here we go. Here we go. Okay.
Oh. Everyone knows what that sound means and what follows it, don't they? I'm 43 years old, and I first heard that theme song when I was 9 years old. Yep, 9 years old. And while I have gone pretty personal with virtually all of these challenges up to this one is backed up by the numbers, crazy familiarity, and just raw stats. Stats I couldn't be bothered to gather up, honestly, but they're there, and come on, it's The Simpsons. To be personal, just briefly though, I did in fact remember watching the Simpson family crudely drawn on pre-commercial tidbits on the Tracy Ullman Show, where this began, and where the most successful spin-off of all time was born. Honestly, don't recall much of anything of the Tracy Ullman Show itself. It was in that beautiful bygone era of skit comedy shows that were actually good. The Tracy Ullman Show, SNL when it was good, Kids in the Hall, and even In Living Color and Mad TV a couple years later. It really was a golden era of funny TV before political correctness got its teeth fully sunk in. But as far as The Simpsons fit in, I may be wrong, but I don't recall a live action show of any sort incorporating a regular animated short week to week to week, let alone for 3 years. However, I really do remember seeing the first crude Simpsons cartoons. Matt Groening. I looked up the pronunciation of his name and got 3 different results, so I'm going with Groening. Anyway, Matt Groening really turned an average opportunity into an absolute media Goliath that has run the primetime gauntlet for over 30 years. Think about that for one hot minute and realize that this is the only answer to the best spinoff. 30 years. A cartoon in prime time on Sunday nights for 30 years. Very few shows of any kind make it anywhere close to that, let alone a cartoon. As shown in my little presentation, the difference in animation speaking between the original Simpsons skit, as it were, and the more familiar Simpsons is pretty stark. I remember being so excited to see them in full radiant color for the first time, all squiggly lines evened out, and the new Simpsons franchise kicked off and spun off. It immediately exploded out of the confines of the Simpson home and therefore outside that pretty much comprised the original, it was pretty limited as far as they went, out into the limitless possibilities of Springfield and beyond, even outer space. While it's not my thing now and hasn't been for years, I can't forget how much I used to like it, and definitely can't think of a more significant spinoff. And it started officially as its own show with a Christmas special, of all things, Simpsons roasting over an open fire, which is definitely not exactly a recipe for success, but here we are and it's still on the air. And I think just about anyone worldwide can find something on The Simpsons that they relate to. And of course, the culty fascination with the seemingly prophetic, accidental predictions made and validated by The Simpsons. I did change my mind here. Here is one stat to help illustrate the impact even at the start of this ridiculously successful spinoff. In November of 1990, The Simpsons show had only been on the air one year. And at that time, only 14% of Americans even knew about the shorts on The Tracy Ullman Show, while 85% of Americans were totally familiar with the show after just one season. If that doesn't get best spinoff, I really don't know what will. It's a spinoff that totally left its origin behind, becoming its own huge phenomenon over 30 years of merchandising, film, full-on little recognition worldwide that's hard to compare. So unless someone else also picked this one, the numbers actually back me up. Vote logically. The Simpsons is by far the best spinoff ever. Thank you.
Well,
Yep.
That was very good. What's the matter there, Patrick? Are you okay?
Sorry, no, I interrupted you there. Karen, Claire, sorry.
Okay, I thought you were like choking or something. Oh, I mean, how do you call 911 on the internet? Okay. All right. So some people think the show's over and we shouldn't even bother, Patrick. But I actually, that's an excellent choice, Charlie. Actually.
Now,
mean, The
Cats, I know
Simpsons-
Claire is familiar with the source material from the Tracy Ullman Show. I bet you aren't, huh?
Perhaps a little bit more familiar than you might think, because I'm a massive Simpsons fan. If you were to say Tracy Ullman Show over here, or Ullman Show, sorry, over here, nobody would really know what it meant. But if you said, "Oh, have you seen those little clips that spawned The Simpsons?" Everyone would be like, "Yeah, I remember them. I've seen them," because we've seen them through other forms, but not that actually when they were broadcast on that original show.
I thought at the very beginning of the Tracy Ullman Show, when they started doing it, I thought it was black and white Simpsons, but I guess I Mandela'd that because I couldn't find any screenshots to verify that.
Might have seen it on a black and white TV. We're old enough, buddy.
Yeah.
My research brought me to black and white a lot into really, really old sitcoms. But I think on that, Patrick, would you like to go next? And I'm going to pull channel owner and say I'm going last. It's probably the only advantage I have here.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
What I've done, I've not done a single video knitted together. I'm going to talk you through some of the things I wanted to say before I give you my final choice, so you see what my thought process was. Okay. And my thought process began with this because it entered my mind way before any other program. So this is what I thought.
Okay. I'm bringing it up.
Sorry, you're gonna have to present it for us.
I'm bringing it up for you. Here we go.
My favorite restaurant, La Fridge. It's open 24 hours a day and there's no dress code. And here's...
how do I remove that?
Okay, so now remove that. Okay.
Okay, so that's where I started because I was aware it was a spin-off, and it's such an iconic show, that when I was young and when I was growing up, probably in my early teens, but dominate my life. We have it on in the house now. I'm still a massive fan of it, and it is absolutely amazing. And the only reason I didn't pick it was because I wasn't overly familiar with the Tracy Ullman Show, so I wasn't sure whether the Simpsons were characters that appeared in other skits. Therefore, The Simpsons would be a true spin-off because they're taking characters from a different show, or whether The Simpsons was just a mini episode called The Simpsons on that show. So I wasn't sure, which is why I didn't use it. but Charlie's cleared that up. So then I thought, right, okay, what other spin-off show did I really, really like, right? And I'm sure you're all aware of where this come from, but I'm going to present another clip, one that I really liked. It's not the one I'm going for, but oops, I'm playing at my own computer. How do I share? Remove from studio. Present. Video file. I'll get better at this. Here we go.
Okay, you want this one up now?
Please.
Oh, no.
As clearly as I can. You cannot beat me. I am a part of
He's knocking us out.
Ram and heart. Their strength flows through my veins. My blood is filled with their ancient power.
Damn.
Can you pick out the one word there you probably shouldn't have said?
So though, did I maybe pick yours?
He's just knocking us back one by one.
You know what? They're gonna think we all planned this. But go ahead, carry on, Patrick. Carry on.
Well, the reason I loved Angels so much was because not only was it a spin-off of the series, which was a spin-off of the movie, not only was it better, I thought, than Buffy, the way it incorporated itself into that like private detective world, where at least in the first series or two, you had really interested different, it was like a private investigator mixed in this vampire world. It was great. And then it outgrew that and came to a fantastic ending. So yeah, I really, really loved it. But to me, as much as I loved it, it wasn't my favorite. This was very close to being my favorite. Oh,
hey,
hello?
where did everybody go? Oh, sorry.
Oh no,
Go ahead.
I'm here.
Yeah.
This was very close to being my favorite. Now, have you guys heard of Torchwood over in America?
Heard of it? Don't think I've seen it.
Claire, have you seen it? Torchwood, Doctor Who spin-off?
I actually have, because I am a huge Doctor Who fan. So yes, I did.
Well, you'll know that Torchwood is a completely different tone to Doctor Who, and its main character was Captain Jack. But right from series one, there was swearing in it. There was even some boobies in series one. Am I allowed to say that? It's very not like Doctor Who. And one of the most shocking scenes, to give you an idea of why this is so different and it was so entertaining, I'm going to show you one of the most shocking scenes now. I'm going to pause it and just explain what's happening. But I will, and if you've not seen this, this will be a shock. Okay, so this is Captain Jack here, and this is at the final episode of a miniseries where some aliens are controlling all the children on Earth and are going to kill all the children on Earth. And the only way he can destroy these aliens, this is over 10 years old, so spoilers, but I assume we're past that point now. The only way that he can destroy the aliens is to use a child to send a frequency to the aliens to explode them. Unfortunately, it will kill the child. So he steals his own daughter's son, right? His own grandson. And he's the one that sends a signal through his son and basically murders his own son while the mother has raced to the scene and is watching through a glass window. So it's not quite as cheery as Doctor Who. I'm not going to go to the end because heads explode, but
and literally, people.
Yeah,
Scanners
literally.
Junior.
But that is really, because like Doctor Who, we all know what Doctor Who's about. The hero saves the day. It's light-hearted, it's engaging, it's entertaining. And here we've got Captain Jack, the very same Captain Jack from Doctor Who, literally kidnapping and murdering his own grandson in a really painful, horrible way. That's not a nice way to go. He suffered, did that kid there. So, that's always entertaining. It was a great show, I thought, but still not my choice.
No.
No,
Still not your choice.
So whatever
Okay.
JL picked, you're about
Probably
to
your choice, right? Because go ahead. All right. No, what'd you pick?
Well,
I want to know. Yeah.
My choice, I'm going to skip a couple, but this scene here should tell you everything. If I just save, this ties nice and neatly both shows together. Here we go.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Pretzels, that's our game. C-H-E-R-S. You don't come here, that's a shame. C-H-E-R-S. With a C-C here.
Oh, wait. What are you doing? That's all wrong. First of all, cheers is spelled with 2 E's.
So, do you recognize the guy playing the piano?
He goes on, that's Frasier's dad.
It is Frasier's dad, but he's not Frasier's dad in Cheers. He's just a jingle writer. And then they brought him. Yeah, they brought him back to play Frasier's dad in.
That's kind of
Frasier.
weird.
It is. It's really odd. It's really odd. And I've got one clip of Frasier and one clip of Cheers. I just want to show, and I'll tell you why I think Frasier, because this is my choice now. Why I think Frasier is the best. So 2 interactions between Frasier and Woody. Woody's just one of my favorite characters of all time in any sitcom. Just bring that up for whenever you're ready.
Here we go.
Dr. Crane, I gotta take a couple aspirin. I got a splitting headache.
You know, there's a school of thought that suggests that all physical pain, headache, earache, stomachache, what have you.
Headache, pay attention.
Thank you. Anyway, these people say that those pains are merely physical manifestations of some deeper trauma, either psychological, emotional, or spiritual. See, suppose you just relax and try to remember the very thing you were thinking when the headache first started. Then we may be able to get to the root of the problem.
All right, well, I was standing here and I was thinking about how when I was a little kid, I was the only kid in my town who didn't have a bicycle.
Okay, go with that.
I mean, all the other kids had one. Why not me?
Excellent. Continue.
And then I bent down real fast to pick up a napkin.
Classic.
Stop it. I'll stop it there for copyright reasons. I used to love Cheers as a kid. It used to be on in the mornings over here, and in the evenings on Channel 4. In fact, it's still on in the mornings over here. You can get up, and at 8 o'clock on Channel 4, you'll see 2 episodes, and they rotate. They'll do Frasier, they do Cheers, then they do Everybody Loves Raymond. Then they'll do King of Queens, and they'll have a few weeks of each one, and they just rotate and rotate.
So I've never known how it works in England. So with our hit shows, do you have to? You're seeing them pretty after the fact, aren't you? Like in syndication.
Yeah, there's very few we get at the same time. So, for example, if you release the CW shows like The Flash and Arrow and stuff like that, Superman and Lois, whatever, they tend to finish their run in US, and then when they finished, then they come over here.
I don't know why I'm surprised that Cheers was popular in the UK, but I am.
It's fantastic. I loved it. It was absolutely hilarious. Our entire house loved it. And this is why, to me, Frasier, to me personally, is the best spin-off show ever, because I love Cheers so much, right? Our entire family, loads of great memories. And then when the spin-off was created about Frasier, of all characters, the side character who was almost like the straight man, really, to other people laughing, and how is he going to pull that off? And I'm just going to show this one last clip, and then I'll wrap it up. But here's the clip again with Woody and Frasier.
My father, Martin.
Oh, hi.
What do you want?
I remember hearing about you. You were a policeman, right?
That's right. And that's my brother right there, Niles. He's a psychiatrist, too.
Oh, wow.
And this is Daphne Moon, my father's home healthcare worker.
It's nice to meet you.
Oh, hi. I like your accent. You're from England, right?
Manchester.
Darn, I'm usually pretty good at that.
So, yeah, not far from me.
I love the dog. You cut out the dog. I love that dog. That dog was great. Yeah.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was, but I just.
It was kind of highbrow comedy, if really. A lot of people didn't like it because they just couldn't understand what was going on.
Excellent writing, though, and the timing was impeccable. I'd have to say that Graham, he was definitely a comedian without being a comedian. Don't you agree, Patrick? I mean, and not that I'm helping you out here, but I'm helping you out here that it really was soft pedaling some of the great talent that was in that show. The actors, they all got awards. I mean, if you were here in America, they were on the stage getting awards every year for everything, like the whole show.
And me and Patrick are a little connected here because Kelsey Grammer was a constant contributing vocal talent for The Simpsons.
He was, yeah, Sideshow Bob,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
And yeah, no, I mean, it's a great show, and you know, I never expected it to succeed, but not only did it succeed off the back of a brilliant show, it never got those comparisons of people going, "Oh, it's not as good as Cheers," and it never got people. It never diminished what happened in Cheers in any way. They brought the old characters back, as you just seen. They you know, they kind of forgot that universe. His character changed a little bit, but they didn't shit on what happened in the past just to boost him up and make him look better. You know, it was just a proper, honest, funny sitcom that was such a surprise. And I'm not going to show it, but I did get a video of me scrolling down all the awards that Frasier had won, and the video lasts about 2 minutes of me just scrolling down a webpage.
Wow.
But I'm sure you guys over there know how successful it was. And to me, you know, I like I say, my heart did go to The Simpsons straight away. But when I wasn't sure about that, there just wasn't any other winner, really. It was, to me, it's Frasier. And I'll wrap it up there, I think.
Oh, my. Do I really even have to go? Like, oh, my God. Okay. Actually, Patrick, that's an excellent choice because, you know, here in America, Frasier was one of the top shows.
My mom freaking loved it.
Yeah. And Charlie, yours is a good choice first, but the short story as to why I'm going to be talking through my whole presentation, which luckily for me, I can talk circles around anything. It's not going to be that bad. Is that my audio got corrupted like 4 times today while I was working on this, and I don't know what's going on, but we're going to present it. We're going to hope we don't get taken down, but let me just get started. And good choices on both of you because they show up in mine for sure, but not what I chose. Not what I chose. So the challenge, best spinoff. That's tough. Okay, because so what makes a TV show? Because I didn't go movies. Ripe for spin-offs. It often starts with a strong central concept or set of characters that are so well developed, like Patrick said, they can carry on their own show. In other cases, a show might explore rich experiences or just change the story. But are they successful? Yes, because over the years, there have been several popular spin-offs, and we all know them. Some of them even outlasted them. Family Matters, The Jeffersons, Star Trek did better than the original, Next Generation. Better Call Saul, Frasier, of course. NCIS, still going. Law and Order SUV, actually still doing it now. And what is the longest running spin-off sitcom? Charlie's Choice. The longest running one was The Simpsons, which, as he told you, was created as a segment of Tracy Ullman's show. But major spin-offs, like from the All in Families, like The Jeffersons, okay, and also Sanford and Son, Good Times, One Day at a Time, Different Strokes, Maude, 2 different Sanford and Sons versions over from All in the Family. Archie Bunker's Place. I mean, they had a multitude of spin-offs from All in the Family. If you didn't see it, it was it would not be politically correct now, but damn, it was funny. It was so funny back then. And he's just an ass. But then there was Happy Days. There were so many spin-offs from Happy Days. Just the Boys in College. Okay. There was the one where it was Blansky's Beauties. Okay. Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley, classics. And they were from the original writers of the show, guaranteed to be a success. Okay. And they were really. But you could also, the Fonz had his own show too. Okay. And you know what? Besides the Fonz, there was one, Joni Loves Chachi, that was very, very popular. But I didn't choose any of these, mostly because they were prolific. I'm listing them because spin-offs are prolific. This was my number 2 choice, not my number 1. Xena, Warrior Princess. Well, at the age that I was watching these things in reruns and this show was on, she was everything. Smart, funny, brilliant, like talented, and I gotta say, like she could wield a sword. It came from Hercules. She had 3 episodes on Hercules, but damn, she was good and beautiful. Lucy Lawless, New Zealand actress. Most of it filmed in New Zealand beautifully. But 3 scenes, 3 different episodes in Hercules as she walked off with a spin-off. She was that popular. She could throw a mean punch, nigga or not. And I don't know anyone who could actually fight off all the bad guys with a string of fish like Xena. I mean, not just a swordsman, but that's a string of fish, people. Those are the bad guys going down one by one. When I was I know when I was watching this as a young girl, okay, she was everything. She was literally everything to me. Okay. She just brought it. And unfortunately, it's not exactly the one that I chose, but I will say that nobody swings a fish like Cena. And to this day, as far as a hero, I mean, just look at that athletic ability. Okay. Nobody was better looking. Nobody was funnier. Her sidekick alone should have been listed in the sidekicks that we did, and best female antagonist Callista in a series. But my number one choice, Angel. Yes, Patrick, I know you eliminated it, but Angel had it all. Not only did it come off Buffy, the Vampire Slayer, a great romantic story of the two of them together, unrequited. We've got supernatural, we've got love, drama, intrigue, we got badass fighting like I've never seen. Angel had it all. Angel still has it all. I mean, not only was he a great actor and he played the character from one to the other, but it continued the story. It left some of the story there with Buffy and everything was going on, and then he was just carrying it on. He left because of the unrequited love and went to Los Angeles. You know, him with his soul, the vampire. This is a great scene. I'm not going to talk much through it.
Can you fly?
Because that's basically what you got in every episode. Soft talking David Boreanaz, cool moves, a one-liner, and some violence. And I liked it. I have a penchant for bad boys, so I couldn't stick with Xena on this. But Angel did it for me. It brought characters over from the original, which you want in a good spin-off. You want to see unique characters like this man, half demon, half human, who could see into the future and could tell. Brought Cordelia over from Buffy. She was the most loved and hated character from Buffy, but she really made a name for herself here in Angel series. This was a really long running series. There's 5 seasons, 110 episodes. I watched every single one more than once, I must say. But it just did it for me. It brought in a lot of characters visiting too. Even Spike in season 5 ends up at the end coming in. We also saw Oz, the Wolfman. We saw the other vampire slayers. It just had everything that you want in a spinoff. It could stand on its own, but it honored the original. It honored it in everything. And played to the main character. When David Boreanaz joined Buffy in that series, we knew something special was happening. I knew he was going to go off and have a spinoff. It was just inevitable. We could picture it right away. They ran concurrent too and still kept their numbers. It's a very successful series. It may not outbeat The Simpsons or some of the other more prolific ones, but it had everything, especially for me. And I hope that you guys will agree, because I just, when I think of my childhood, these are the 2 things. You know, I was a young girl, Xena and Angel. That was it when I think spin-offs, besides Doctor Who, because I actually do love Doctor Who and I did like Torchwood. But for me, the winner is going to have to be Angel for me, number 1. The characters alone and what they did with everything, it just had to be. It just has to be. And I think I'm going to stop it right there.
I also watched every single episode of both Buffy and Angel. And for some reason, the only episode of Angel I can remember is the one where they were all turned into puppets, like Sesame Street style puppets. And they were just running around.
You know what? That was a great episode. But I just went with the season 1 trailer, like just figuring that like it showed all of Angel in action, but that scene with the puppets and everything was amazing. The humor was there, definitely.
You
in
named a
Angel.
couple of Happy Days spinoffs that I'd never even heard of. What was
I
the
you, the
Blansky one?
Yeah, that was his aunt, Nancy Blansky. It was Blansky's Beauties. And like
Never
I
even heard of
forgot.
that.
I never did either. This research was eye-opening for me. I'm gonna have to check out and even for Archie's there was 227, which was about teachers. I didn't know that was an Archie Bunker spinoff from All in the Family, but it was. And I never heard of Hauser 704 either. So many,
I
you
did
know.
almost go with Mork and Mindy because I freaking loved that show as a kid.
That was Robin Williams was genius in there. Genius in there. I'm gonna put up a poll.
Why doing that? I nearly went with Mork and Mindy as well. In fact, I did say when I was going through the clips, there's one show that I'm going to skip over, and that was Mork and Mindy.
Yeah.
So I think we've all been pretty aligned on this one. But the season 1 of Angel, as well, to me was fantastic. I know it outgrew it didn't outgrow it, but it outgrew season 1, and it became more of a larger scale. But season 1, it was these individual episodes. He was a private detective. He was taking on these cases, and it was more than it was more than Buffy just going out and killing vampires and him helping. It was it really took on a character of its own. And Doyle, the Irish guy, when he died
dead now, isn't he?
Season, oh, is he? The actor's dead as well.
They killed him in the season 2.
No,
they
I
killed
think he
him
died
early in
real life.
And they did kill him off early on in the episodes, because remember, Fred, because of a kiss, took on his abilities to tell to do the scene. Another character new to the season, the girl, the really kind of off crazy one with the male name. But I loved that about
What was the green demon's name again? The really friendly one?
Was it Lord or Law?
It was Lord or something like that. Yeah. He was quite
awesome.
funny. He was awesome. I love the originality of all of that.
Plus, old Spike was a Manchester United fan, so.
And he came back. He was there for season 5. He was a lot of season 5 when it went out. But Patrick Torchwood, that's your pick, right?
No, mine was Frasier.
Frasier, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to correct it. I'm glad I said something. I'm pretty sure you were going with Frasier, but I wanted to just make sure. Okay. So Frasier absolutely was
really
one
good
of the
picks all around. Really, really
big
good
numbers, big numbers on Frasier. So I'm going to put the poll. We've got Patrick for Frasier, we got Charlie for The Simpsons, and we got me for Angel. And I'll just put a regular, legitimate poll up with voting. And as long as Patrick doesn't pull 10 socks, we'll probably.
And like I was saying about how I only remember one episode of Angel, I loved Mork and Mindy, Patrick, and the only episode I remember was a two set, like a carryover, and it was like the old Wild Wild West show where they did crazy stuff, and he got Mork got shrank down to like atomic level and went into another dimension.
Yeah.
It was like, God, that was bizarre, and it stuck with me forever.
Yeah, but even Laverne and Shirley from Happy Days, like they had a lot of very successful spin-offs of Happy Days. When you think about it, Joni and Chachi was very popular here in America, especially with the younger generation at the time.
And I don't remember Mork ever being on Happy Days, but I know he was.
He was.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I was watching if you want to see it.
Yeah, there's quite a few clips. You could bring it up if you.
So he was an alien on Happy Days.
Yeah, I'll bring it up for you now. Do you want to see him with the Fonz or do you want to see him with Richie?
The Fonz, definitely.
Definitely.
Hey.
Yeah, not the good guy. We like the bad guys. Yeah, bring on the bad boy.
Okay.
Bring on the bad boy.
It's only a short one, but this is.
Hey Ralph, if you're out there and this is a bad joke, I'll give you 30 seconds to find out how much I don't enjoy. Oui. Huh?
Oui.
Whoa.
Oh, now I remember.
Oh my goodness.
Remember me, Mork from Ork? You once called me the nutso from outer space.
Gosh. Oh wow! How could you forget that voice? Oh my God! And in character, gosh, we miss him so much.
Oh, big time, very
big
personal.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Hey, Aaron, nice to see you. Family Matters. Wait, you heathens! No, Family Matters was not the best spin-off, although it did get a mention, I think, a couple of times. But no.
I don't think I know that show. What was it a spin-off of?
Urkel.
Urkel. In
Got any cheese?
Oh my god. Wait, and is that actually a spin-off of All in the Family from the Jeffersons and all? Does it go that way? I don't know.
I saw Family Matters in my perusals for spin-offs, and I couldn't think of what that possibly could have been spun off of.
Oh, I'm going to Google, people, because I need to know now.
I know all of
like,
ABC's programming because growing up we had free channels, and I watched all that shit. It was on TGIF with Full House and Step by Step and one more show that's slipping my mind.
Oh, it was a spin-off of the show Perfect Strangers. And
because Officer Winslow probably. That's all I can think of.
It started as a spin-off of Perfect Strangers, based on the Winslow family. Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and my favorite audiobook reader is freaking Bronson Pinchot, who played Balky.
Yes, he also has a great accent and was a very quirky actor. He was really good in that.
Cousinetti.
This is going to be very tough because Frasier is award-winning. And as an English, I'm surprised over the pond it was as popular as it is, as it was here. But it was. The numbers are astronomical even over there across the pond.
It's still on all the time. Yeah, and not even on our pay for TV. It's still on our terrestrial TV, Channel 4 in the mornings. You know, if ever I'm working from home, I'll have it on when I'm working. It's great. You get like 2 episodes back to back on Channel 4 on a weekday morning. Love it.
Well, it is. I love. We have a channel here that just plays old stuff, old series,
TV Land or whatever.
Yeah, TV Land, and there was one back then too, because like I never watched this as it was going on. I watched a lot of it like after the fact. Years later, we would watch it, but nowadays I don't watch TV at all. So this challenge was tough because I don't know what's really going on, and I was actually gobsmacked that NCIS and SUV, Law and Order SUV, are still putting out content right now.
Law and Order SUV, is that where they just drive around in an Explorer?
No, SVU, I guess, Special Victims Unit. I'm sorry, I said SUV. Thanks, Charlie. But no, I mean Special Victims Unit. From the original Law and Order, which is no longer around. But SVU is Special Victims Unit. So there you go. But I was surprised they're still doing content today. NCIS, like with Mark Hammond, still doing content originally from JAG. And still doing content now and putting it out. Well, let's see what this poll is looking like right here.
It's looking good.
Yeah, it's looking good for you. Patrick and I are tied right now with the leftover 40% that Charlie didn't get at 60. But hey, you know what? It's closer than I thought it was going to be, Charlie. I thought you were going to be at like 80, 90%. But apparently there's some Angel
How
fans.
far ahead is JL on the league table, though? A couple or just one?
We would have to go back and look at every episode, but we should do that. For the next episode, I'll have that figured out. I'll figure that out. Yeah, but I'm unprepared today due to audio malfunction. I'm all like, what's the word for clamped? That's my word of the day for clamped.
I'm over clamped. I'll give you a topic. Go talk amongst yourselves.
Because that's it. Like, yeah, that's it. I'll be all for clamped, But yeah, no, this was actually a fun one because I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the spin-offs. I like you, Charlie. Some of them I'd never even heard of, and I did not know that like some of these shows have 7, 8, 9 spin-offs to their name. And Next Generation actually beat out the original Star Trek. Can you guys believe that?
Wow.
Well,
The Simpsons got renewed till 2025 just recently.
Yep.
I tell you what I found. I didn't realize because obviously looking up research for stuff like this, we're gonna be searching for lots of spin-offs. I didn't realize Scooby-Doo was a spin-off.
Wait, what's Scooby-Doo a spin-off of?
This.
I thought that was
right.
original. Wait.
It's not the Smurfs.
Is it of Riverdale? Is it of Archie and those guys and Betty?
It was a program with a dog in it. It was if you do Wikipedia spin-offs and then search for
I'm just gonna look.
Ren Tin Tin.
What? No, how could Scooby-Doo be original?
Old Yeller.
Hold on.
The
Nope.
Huckleberry
It's a
Hound Show, apparently, whatever that was.
Oh, which was also Hanna-Barbera. Hanna-Barbera being like, I think, if I'm right, was like the cartoon company back then, other than Warner Brothers.
Wait a minute. Really?
Only according to Wikipedia, they've got a big table of parent shows and spin-off shows, and it's got Huckleberry Hound Show, and it says a spin-off from that is Quick Draw McGraw, Yogi Bear. Bloody hell, I think that was. There's loads. Some I've not heard of, and one of them is Scooby-Doo.
I do remember on Scooby-Doo them sprinkling in some cameos here and there of other stuff.
But I can't imagine Huckleberry Hound because I remember that one. That was the dog that wore the hat, right, Charlie? That stood
I
upright
don't
and
know
walked
Huckleberry
around.
Hound.
It was
I just
it was
pretty
a-
sure he was Hanna-Barbera.
it was a cartoon, yeah. And it was kind of like the bear. It was kind of like the bear, same kind of voice and all, but he was a little one and he had glasses and a hat. Isn't that Huckleberry Hound? I
I think
don't know.
Cocaine Bear would have been a lot better if they just would have done it animated with Yogi Bear all coked out.
Let's just hope. Let's just hope the Cocaine Bear has at least a sequel that I could watch a numerous amount of times.
I stole another picnic basket. I'm gonna go get a fresh rock.
I watched Cocaine Bear 3 times. Yes, it's that bad. It's that good. But it's so bad. It's Patrick, the kind of bad where they know they're bad and they know it is what it is, so they just go with it and they don't take themselves seriously, and it makes it even funnier. Like really bad. Yeah, well, it's supposed to be a horror movie. But
I
it
can't
didn't take
watch
itself
bad
serious.
movies on purpose, and I wish I could.
I can. I watched oh gosh, Wrecker's gonna have to tell me the name of this movie. It was about space and it was about the end of the world kind of thing, and it had Halle Berry and it was just recently, and Moonfall.
Oh, that was awful.
It was so bad.
God.
We knew it was gonna be bad and we watched it anyway. And I have to say it was so between that and the Batman remake where they put the emo Batman in there who doesn't know how to kiss or do anything with a good-looking woman, that really incited me to riot. That like I'm done with the franchise for that BS that they put out with that. It's like it really angered me. It was
As far as
worst,
the Simpsons are
worst
concerned,
Batman.
I looked briefly, and the only other, I'm probably wrong, but the only other primetime cartoon I could find was Flintstones.
Now did they
Yeah.
have they had a spin-off? Flintstones had a spin-off.
Oh, yeah,
It was
yeah.
Bam Bam and Pebbles had their own show. And even the Barney and Betty, what was their last name? The Rubbles. The Rubbles were a very brief, I think, cartoon for a little while.
Ken Ham and Kent Hovind think it's a documentary, apparently.
That kind of adds a little humor to the whole thing, doesn't it? Like, and the voting is still going on, and the numbers keep going up and down and up and down. Family Guy and South Park are wonderful, but they didn't make the cut.
But
Neither
South
one.
Park and spin-off?
No.
I don't think South Park is
No.
a spin-off. Is Family Guy a spin-off of something? No.
No.
See, we're
Definitely not
talking
South Park.
Yeah, Rodent. We're talking spin-offs, but as far as cartoons, those do nail it. Along with Boo Boo, Yogi and Boo Boo in the Picnic Basket, they're a favorite of mine. And Charlie does the voice really well. It makes me laugh. It does. Yeah.
Diagnosis Murder was a spin-off, you know. I quite
It
like
was?
Diagnosis
Of
Murder.
what?
Matlock.
Of what? Matlock? Really?
I have a soft spot for Matlock. My grandma watched it.
I like Matlock too.
It was good. I remember seeing Matlock in an episode of Diagnosis Murder. One of the cases that Dick Van Dyke had investigated on went to court, and the lawyer was Matlock. And I just thought, crossover, they got Matlock in, but apparently it was the other way around. It was, Matlock spawned Diagnosis Murder.
That's pretty cool. I just want to know if I get extra points from Icarus for actually mentioning both Angel and Xena. Like, because like he put Xena in the chat before, like after you were talking. And I just want to make sure. I hope I swayed you because you always vote for Patrick, Icarus. I hope I got you this time. I hope so. But
I actually consider the first few episodes of Angel to be almost noir.
Yes.
Yeah, they were. I didn't even get into.
God, that
the
was a good show.
I'm glad you agree.
I kind of might watch it again.
Let's do that. Let's have a viewing of Angel.
That green character, Laura, or whatever. I just loved that character
Yeah.
so much. He was awesome.
There was great storylines there, and I like the action. And I'm telling you, Angel, I mean, he had it all. I want to go back to my youth, my young girls' days, and just like reminisce about that bad boy who was a good one, who was always going for the hopeless. And like, if you had no hope anything was going to work out, you had Angel on your side, and he solved your problems for you in some badass way. Like, it was great. I loved everything about it. I mean,
Even the effects were pretty good for the time.
yes, and that was my first exposure as a young girl as an actor in leather pants. He did good. It stuck with me. He's good.
That's the same reason a lot of teenage guys like Buffy.
Exactly, because she looked good in leather pants too, didn't she? I know what to say.
So
She
did
rocked it.
what's
Yeah.
her face?
Yeah.
I can't remember her character name. Charisma Carpenter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Charisma Carpenter. That's Cordelia. She's
Cordelia,
actually she's prominent in the Angel series. Yeah. Oh, she's one of the main characters. It actually turns into a love interest. It's all sorted, but because you watched it. But anybody
She
who
has some
hasn't,
good.
check it out. Yeah.
She has some good character growth from her Buffy days because you can't stand her when you meet her in Buffy, but
Yes,
when you
she
get
was
to like
annoying.
Angel, she was.
Were
Her
you like-
character growth is excellent.
I'm continuously surprised at how familiar you are, Patrick, with American TV. Is it everybody there?
Buffy was
Yeah.
an international icon. Are you kidding? Like, Buffy was like everywhere. Like, Buffy was international for sure. But Patrick, were you rooting like I was, like that Cordelia would be the next one to die, like a lot? Because she really annoyed me a lot. Like,
In Buffy, I was rooting
in
for
Buffy,
that. For
yeah,
sure,
in Buffy I was, yeah, because she was really annoying. Like, she was really mean to Xander. Like, yeah.
Oh God, it was funny that it was a good. I really did like that show, and the movie, as bad as the movie was that spun off. If we're talking about spin-offs that spun off the Sarah Michelle Gellar Buffy, as bad as it was, I rewatched it a few weeks ago with the kids, and yeah, it's watchable. It's still
it is.
I quite liked it.
I love Paul Rubens' death scene in that.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
Ugh.
That was really, really good. But you know what, Patrick? You should have the kids watch. You should have them watch Hercules and Xena too, because that actually goes into Greek mythology and all of that. It was quite fun. And Xena's an awesome character for little girls. Yes.
They were,
and
that was
it's
my
funny.
uni days.
You will actually appreciate the humor. Like, the stick humor in that is pretty good. It's pretty darn good. It held up to the test of time.
We used to have it on over here on a Saturday night around about 5 o'clock, and it was around about the time I went to university we had it on. So it'd be like, we'd do our work in the morning. Well, who am I kidding? We'd pretend to do our work in the morning. We'd listen to the football. We'd come back to the student digs, and we'd watch Hercules or Xena, whichever, and then we'd go out and get hammered. And it was. I've got fond memories. Like, I don't remember being a massive fan of the show back then, but I've got fond memories of like regularly sitting and watching it and having a laugh and then all going out together. It was good times.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I think that's one of my favorite scenes is her like actually taking all the bad guys out with a string of fish. half, and she punches the guy out naked, like right in the face. And then
I never
takes
watched
the rest
either one of
them
those
out.
shows.
Yeah, you didn't watch Hercules or Xena? I mean,
No.
I have to admit, I'm no Kevin Sorbo fan. However, Hercules, when he was an actor over there, I did admire that. I could separate the two. But she was on 3 or 4 episodes and just walked away with a spinoff. Like, it was from her very first spot on that show. It was evident. And they shot the series Xena in New Zealand. It's beautiful. She's a New Zealand actress, Lucy Lawless. Amazing. She had a little bit of her accent still there. It was nice. Well, it didn't make number 1 for me just because, I think Angel went longer and actually had a longer plot line. And I have to admit that Xena, towards the end, the plot lines got a little crazy for me. And it was like too surreal. Like, it's supposed to be a little bit supernatural and fantasy and all of that. But it did get a little bit crazy.
I'm calling it right now. There will be, I'm so lost in all of our terms, but there will be a Buffy/Angel reboot at some point with all them. Yeah. But then they'll have to discuss how they aged, the vampires.
Yeah.
They reboot it from fresh, and Xander will become a woman, and they won't be able to make it. They make it for modern audiences, and they'll ruin it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I hope they don't ruin it like they have quite a few other things. Like,
Oh, they're on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolute destruction at the minute. The new
Before we close it up, should we discuss next topic or?
Yeah, we'll give them a minute to vote. We got like 8. Like, yeah, let's wrap it up for like within 8 minutes. Let's discuss next. That would be nice to know what we're gonna do for the next one before we leave.
I
wonder
had a
if the-
really weird one pop into my head today, and I don't think it would work. Best commercial.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Wait, Mrs. Cassandra is begging me to please say New Zealand again for Charlie because it annoyed him so damn much. Charlie, you got something against New Zealand? Anyway, that how could you? It's beautiful.
No, I just have things against raging biases. That's all.
I'm not biased. I'm telling you, I picked Angel. If I was biased, I would have picked Xena.
I guess I thought Lucy Lawless was British for some reason.
Nope, she's a New Zealander. Yeah. But anyway, that's pretty funny. Okay, Mrs. Cassandra, now stop. Okay. You're still in the lead. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, Patrick, what do you want to do next week? You got any ideas?
I like Charlie's idea of best commercial. Actually, I do like that.
Commercials? Like, oh
It would
wow.
probably make for a shorter show just because it's. Yeah, but I already have a few commercials in mind, really. And that's where we would find differences with going across the pond because you would probably have no idea the commercials we watch and vice versa.
Yeah. We've had some corkers, and I'm sure you have as well. It will be interesting to see.
I think
that really
you can
will be.
show a lot more on commercials and stuff in UK, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we can. Commercials is great. I would really like to go with that. I think there's 3 of us that we could say that would be great. But we have to make sure, like we're going to do international, not just country oriented. Like, I want to do worldwide, like big. Like, there's got to be some great stuff out there. Boy, I could just. But I think Charlie's right. You get to be a little more cheekier, don't you, in your commercials in England than we can.
Well, I've never been to America, so I don't know. It will be interesting for me to see that.
I guess I just thought, maybe not now, but I thought when I was growing up, we would get to see shows on TV that are like the best commercials around the world, and you'd see stuff from Europe that had TNA and mild cussing in it, and then you get to Asia and it's just insanity. Japan.
That would be good.
Yeah, that should be a good one. I think we should go with that one.
And Aaron in the chat says you can play commercials without copyright issues.
Well, there you go. That's going to really help our presentations, isn't it? Thanks for that, Aaron.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at this. Should we call it? I'm going to call the vote. We got 5 minutes left. I'm going to call it. I'm going to end the poll. We've got 20 votes in and only 17 people here. So
I saw it go up to 20 real quick.
Yep. Let's see. We're going to end it. And it says that, of course, Charlie is the winner with 55% of the vote. Then Patrick, Frasier comes in number 2 with 25. And Angel got 20. But at least, Patrick, we made it on the board this time. Like
we made the top 3.
We made we got more than 5% of the vote, right? Yeah.
But you know what? I honestly, seriously considered both of your options as mine. So I'd happily lose to either of you on that one because
it's bound to happen. It happened last week, or last time, but Claire wasn't here.
You know what? And that was like the weather intervened for me because my whole presentation was the same as JL's. Like, that was weird. I was like, "Oops! I'm so glad I'm not up there against JL right now." It was the same exact thing. I was like, "Oh," but we don't talk. Like, I don't. People need to know they barely communicate in the mutual DM. Like, we don't talk about what we're picking. We choose a topic, and we agree on the day and whose channel, and that's it. Like, we don't talk about it after that. Like, everybody just does their own thing. So it's quite amusing that we go down the same path sometimes. I kind of. That's kind of.
I almost, but I knew it wouldn't win because I'm like the last human being that loves The Walking Dead. But I was going to go with a couple of those, but I'm glad I didn't.
I I did not know that Better Call Saul was part of Breaking Bad. I missed that whole thing. Like it should. I mean, it's quite obvious now that I look at it, but didn't watch enough of it. I guess to know.
I think
And I
JL's in the lead by 1.
well, we'll have to go back. Well, I'll have those. We'll do a whole scorecard next time. I'll make a scorecard for you guys
The
to
league
present.
table.
Yeah, I think it's on JL's channel next, isn't it? If he's going to be available to join us next week.
I talked to him a little bit. He said it's just a perfect storm right now, and he's got that really big opportunity coming up tomorrow, I think, and should free up pretty well.
All right. Well, if not, we'll deal with it then. But I think we've got our topic, and I guess we need to congratulate Charlie, don't we, Patrick? I just.
We do. It sticks in the. I'll do it quiet. I'll do it on mute. Hang on. I'm just going on mute.
He's giving you quite the speech right now. Okay. Okay. Let me congratulate him also. You keep him company while I mute.
Yay! Claire just said I rule.
I did say it was an excellent choice. I gave it to you in the chat. But you did call it from the start. But yeah. we did our best. We tried. Right, Patrick? We're gonna come back swinging next week.
We will. Okay. We did. It was good. It was good. Very,
and
very
real quick,
pleased.
Patrick, I ran by Claire. Maybe we should do a 2v2 on one of these.
A what?
Yeah, like a bit of a head-to-head debate thing.
Yeah, but how do we pick the teams? 2 against 2, like that? Yeah, I guess it would be. Well,
names that begin with C are on the same team. Oh, look, that's us.
Wait a minute. So you're going to put the 2 people with the best video and more experience together, and then you and me are going to go against them? Okay, I'm up for the challenge. I'll try. I'll do it. What do you think?
Not this next one, though, because this commercial one will be fun.
Yeah, we'll do that because we don't know about JL's schedule anyway, so we don't want to,
And it's not necessarily funniest. It's just best, right?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, best commercial.
Wait, we got best, funniest, worst. Which is it going to be? Best,
I think
worst?
We should just go with best because that's all encompassing. Because, instinct says it's going to be a funny one, but it might not be. It might be a moving one because they do exist.
Yeah.
You do, or a shocking one.
This is true. Well, that's our hour, dudes. I think
made it.
All right, we're going to do best commercial next week or when we get together next. And on that, congratulations, Charlie. I mean that sincerely. It was a good choice. Both Patrick and I had it mentioned.
You mean it sincerely as opposed to every other time?
As opposed to every other time when I really wanted to win. I did want to win this, but it was The Simpsons. I mean, come on. We have to give it to you. It's hands down, a very good choice. And Patrick, Frasier, also excellent. So congratulations to both of you. I'll just come back swinging next time.
Yep.
Anything coming up on your channel, Patrick? You got anything exciting video coming out? Anything?
Oh, I'm desperate to get some new content out. I'm for the next 2 weeks. I'm absolutely smashed with work, so I'm on 7 days a week again. Just it's tough, but I will get something out as soon as I can.
I'm looking forward to it. There's an awful lot of bad movies out there you need to get to. They're really doing a horrible job with these remakes and these redos, and I look forward to your comment on that.
Writer's strike is not helping.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, one that I'm looking forward to is the Barbie movie. I want to do that one only because of all of the hysterics about the whole damn thing. I've watched it a few times. It's been hysterical, but that's going to be good. On that, I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'll see everybody on the weekend. I hope things lighten up a little bit for you, Patrick, and we'll see everybody on the challenge in another week or so. What do you say?
Bye-bye.
We'll say goodnight. We'll say goodnight, gentlemen.
Everybody.
Thank you, moderators. Thank you, everyone in chat. And thanks for voting. And again, congratulations, Charlie.
Thanks for voting for the winner.
Oh, God. The voices, this guy. All right. Thanks, guys.
See you later.